What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Warehouse Series and welcome to Discord Friday. If you are new to the channel, I welcome you. If you guys want to donate to the channel, I really appreciate it, guys. I do not make a lot of money for doing what I do, and you are just helping me out with that, and it's sincerely appreciated. I've had 3 donations so far, and all 3 of them I can't explain enough how much I appreciate it. If you guys want to give me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. Join Discord. That link is in the description below. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, please do so. So today, let's get to Discord Friday. Something a little different. I'm not putting names with these pictures anymore in 2023. I am just going to go over pictures. So let's get to the first picture. And we are going to go over this one right here. Now, this is a very well-built pallet, in my opinion, except what I like to do is, remember, guys, I always preach high corners, low inside. This is higher than this. You know, we're all mixed up here. What would I have done? The Sunny D, I always put in the front. Open box is always put in the front. I always put the weaker cases up in the front of the pallet, and I put the stronger cases in the back. I try to keep cardboard boxes towards the outside, and I try to keep these clear cases on the inside. So that's what I would have done differently. The Sunny D I like, guys. Remember, when I say I get 2 of one case, I like to point them towards the middle of the pallet, keeping them together. But these Sunny Ds and these Sunny Ds definitely up towards the front of my pallet. Clear cases up towards the front. Try to keep the boxes on the outside. Other than that, this pallet is very nicely built. Remember, guys, I am nitpicking. I mean, because this is honestly a good pallet. All right, the second pallet I want to look at is this right here. I love it. I love it. Guys, produce, you can call them stack, and this is perfectly done. Back here, I don't mind the breaker pallet because these cases, they have little tabs sticking up. A little harder to get cases to fit flush on them, but putting a breaker pallet on it is not going to hurt it. And you did that, and you honestly, you built a very nicely built pallet. Case on its side, not a huge fan of that, but we don't have a lot of weight on top of it. It's not going to hurt it in any way. We got all the smaller cases in the middle, bigger cases on the outside. 2 cases the same. We keep them together. Just very nicely done. Thank you for posting your pictures. All right, the third pallet I want to look at. You did an awesome job. I mean, you actually did a really nice job of stacking this pallet, but we got to make sure that we're staying on the pallet. Guys, I say if it doesn't fit, don't force it. That means the pallet as well. So if this is the edge of the pallet and I'm putting a case on, it's hanging off, it doesn't fit. We need to either turn it or put it in a different spot. So we're hanging off a pretty good bit, it looks like. Plastic pallets, I recommend not using unless you absolutely have to, if the company's telling you to use them. But I'm not a fan of the plastic pallets, not a fan of the cases hanging off. The pallet itself is stacked really well. We got a case on its side, but look, we got a bridge. So there's no pressure going on this case. I like it. I'm not a fan of putting cases like this in this part of the pallet because it forces us to have a small corner, and you could see that the whole way up the pallet. The whole way up the pallet, we got our small corner and we got the stronger inside. See how these cases on the inside, the pizza box. This one here, it says, please recycle. This one here, it forces us to have a small corner. To me, this should be the middle of the pallet, and the bigger cases should be on the outside of the pallet, pointing in. I hate it. I'm not a fan, but your pallet turned out pretty well. So 2 cases together, we kept them together. Just these cases here, guys. That should be the outside of your pallet, not the inside, in my opinion, but it still looks like a good pallet. Just a couple tweaks here and there, and that pallet would even be better. All right, here is a dairy pallet, and if this isn't the most beautiful dairy pallet I've ever seen. All right, so I did not write names down to these pallets. If you built this dairy pallet, put your name in the description below and say, that's my dairy pallet, because this is beautiful. Nicely spaced on the bottom. Got a big case pointing in. Like cases together. I'm not a huge fan of putting coffee mates on the corners, but if you have to, you have to. And man, did you just do a great job tying in those coffee mates, tying it in again, same cases together, smaller cases in the middle, bigger cases pointing it. I mean, this dairy pallet is just absolutely perfect. We even got cheese on here. So this is like a mixture of dairy because we don't have these cheeses at our warehouse. But I mean, just beautiful. Great. It's like a piece of artwork right there. Great looking pallet. All right, here's another dairy pallet. I like it. We're nice and square. We're on the pallet. Even though we're not evenly spaced down here, it's not a big deal. We put a slip sheet down here. Okay, guys, so I'm not a big slip sheet person, but I totally agree with this slip sheet. Anytime you're putting something on a level playing field of juices like this where the necks come up, I would 1000% rather see these juices upright with a slip sheet than upside down. All right, than putting these juices upside down. I would 1000% rather see this. Put a layered juice and put a slip sheet on top of it. Then we got Pillsbury, we got crescent rolls and stuff like that. Chobani, just a very well built palette. I really appreciate the picture. Very well done. All right, this one here, another one, very well built. So these are the shredded cheese boxes I was talking on the other video where I was talking about being level with that I put out Monday. These boxes like to crush under pressure, but they do not crush under the pressure of the same size box, same light box in which we did. We had a lot of cheeses. I like this. I actually could see me building the pallet the same exact way. We got our heavier products up. Look, we column stacked up to here. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. You do not have to be level every single layer. Look at this beautiful backpack. This is not going anywhere. You got a beautiful wall in the back of cheeses. Sour cream in there. And then look, you got heavier products up. We got a column stack up to right here of all three of these layers. And then we tie in and we keep tying in. That is enough to make sure this pallet does not go anywhere. This pallet is proof. And look, the whole pallet is damn near level at the top. This is proof that you do not have to be level every layer. All right, I love this pallet. Very well built, very well executed. We're not crushing anything, and I love it. Great looking pallet. Thank you for posting this picture. And I believe this was Samuel. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this was Samuel, and it's a very well built pallet. All right, got this next pallet I'm going to look at is this one right here. I mean, I don't know what these crates are, probably corn or something of that nature. I like it. I mean, not how I would do it, but I like it. I like the base over here. I like the lettuces. When I say I want to do it this way, when it comes to these cases right here, I column stack them. They lock into each other, so when you column stack them, they're going to get tied in. So me personally, I don't know what these crates are. I probably would have column stacked them like you did on your back pallet. And then the grapes or whatever these are right here, I would have column stacked them. And then I would have column stacked my strawberries. So everything on top of the lettuce would have been column stacked to me. We got a nice 2 layers of tied in base. And then I would have column stacked everything. But your palette still looks nice. It's just something I would have done differently. We obviously, it looks like we have a slip sheet here. And I think this just could have been very nicely column stacked. Crates together, grapes together, strawberries together. Everything could have been column stacked to my likings, but still great looking pallets back here. Perfect. I mean, you did it very well. This palette right here is really nice. All right, guys. I don't even have to look to know who this is. This is Motto because it's the same view, same everything. Your pallets all look the same. We got double stacked plastics because they like to bend. I like it, guys. We started with our front pallet. We got the Hawaiian Punch, the Tiny Cats, everything. We put our bags. This is how I like to stack as well. I like to put all my bags on the back and leave the this open back here. Look, we got a nice level layer as a base, and then we started getting all of our paper towels and toilet paper. Just very well built pallets, and I actually think the next one's yours as well. Yes, it is. Okay, so I love posting your pallets because they're all identical. Your system is without a doubt, I mean, it's accomplished. And I guarantee, I don't know Motto worth anything. And I guarantee that they walk through this. They are not running. They are walking through their pallets and they are well making their times. I guarantee it. Because they build the same pallets every single time. This is what the system is all about. So whenever they get their order, they listen. I don't know if you have a headset, Motto, or if you have stickers, but one way or another, they know where they start. They know where they're ending. They know their cube. They know exactly what their palette is going to look like before they even start it. That is a system, and that is how I build. I know what my palette's going to look like before I throw case number 1. And I guarantee this person does too. They know exactly what their case or what their pallet's going to look like because all of their pallets look the same way. Solid base, solid, layer to layer, higher cases on the outside, lower cases on the inside. This is so crucial. So if I throw this jars right here on the corner and then I got this case, I am switching them. I'm swapping them to make sure that my corner is higher. I like how we even got a high corner and then it goes a little low, then it goes level again. That is perfectly fine. Mustards are just a little bit higher than this box right here. We have the mustards on the corner. Higher corners, lower inside every single time. Higher corner, lower inside. Higher corner, lower inside. It worked out, but I'm not a fan of tying in cases from a high to a low. I would rather have this case sitting on a level, but it worked out. Like I said, my way is not the only way, guys. Higher corner, lower inside. I mean, I could do this all day long. Higher corner, lower inside. Higher corner with the coffees, lower inside with the Pop-Tarts. I promise that is one of the main things you guys need to focus on is higher corners, lower inside. Motto, thank you for posting your pictures. All right, guys, that is the last picture for Discord Friday. Keep posting your pictures. I actually have more pictures going on next week's Discord Friday that you guys have been posting. I have been scrolling through all of your pictures over the 2-week break that I had. So please keep posting your pictures. They will be on a future Discord Friday. And I hope this stuff makes sense to you guys. Any comments, any questions, please leave in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.